DAS released a new version, and so I'm in the process of upgrading to that new version. And I just wanted to show you guys my workflow of how I upgrade to a new DAS, as it is fairly painless if you have gone through this several times. So as you see, I actually have a few different versions of DAS. So whenever I upgrade, I usually will name this to my latest. You can name it however you want, maybe by build version or maybe by upgrade date or some way to keep track of what version that you want to be using. But so I'll just go, I have a latest, and beta is the new version that I'm going to be transitioning to. I always want to keep two versions at least of DAS running at the same time in case there are any issues while I'm upgrading, maybe in the middle of a trade, and that I just want to exit out of my latest version and go back to the version that I know was working properly while I'm in the middle of a trade. So just sort of as a backup. So I have my latest and my new version, and you can see, I'll just launch this version real quick. And so you can see it's all like white and ugly. So this is how it comes by default. So this is the older version, where you can see if I launch this version, it's using dark mode. There are many different differences between these versions, obviously, but that's how I can immediately notice one is old and one is new. So what I want to do is I want to grab a couple of files that you need to change. So if I go into my let's see, config, and so this file you need to grab, and a best practice is to name this file as .old. Again, in case there are any issues and you need to back up. Basically, we're removing a file that used to be there, and you never know if DAS is making a change in their configuration that didn't exist, and now it actually needs to be there. So just name it as .old in case you do need to revert it back. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into beta. So this is the latest. This is what I'm currently using, and the new version is going to be beta. So I'll go into my config file here, and I'll just rename this to .old. And confirm that. And then I'll just go and copy my existing configuration over to beta. So copied it from what I'm currently using into my newer version. So that's sort of step one. And then we'll just go into our default. So our default is going to be your desktop. So this is how your DAS trader looks. And the configuration file, by the way, is all of your settings that you have configured for DAS. So again, we'll just go into default over here and then rename it to .old. And so once that is done, you'll just go grab your current desktop and then just copy and paste it over to the new DAS. And then the final thing that you need to do, well, I guess you can grab your hotkey as well. So let's just do the same thing here. You can import this later, but we'll just do it right now because we know we need to do it. So we'll name it to old and then paste it over here. And the final thing you need to do, if you use replay mode, which I highly suggest you do, this has all the replays that I've downloaded and saved. So I just want to copy and paste this folder. If you go in here, you see that this folder is empty. So I would just maybe just delete this folder, and then we will paste it in here. So now I have everything. And I'll say one final thing that I would do. You don't really have to do this one, but I always like to save my log file. So this is the log file that DAS has for everything that you do. So if there are any issues or something that comes up while you're trading, it just creates logs. So you really don't need these, but I like to have them, and I review my logs. So after that is completed, all you really have to do is go and launch DAS, and you can see that it's using my new configuration. So I'm just going to go log in here just so we can further validate everything is proper. Putting in my username and password. And after that is completed, you can see that this is how I always have my data set up. And that will just do a version check here, and you can see that this is our latest version. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if you found this helpful. If there are any other topics related to DAS or trading you'd like for me to cover, I'd be happy to do so. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this useful. Thanks.